Welcome to HOA Checkmate. I did not steal a thing, and I proved it on camera. Your file is getting thicker today. Colleen Harper is standing in front of my townhouse door with a portable rolling stamp pad in one hand and a laminated policy sheet in the other. She slams the stamp pad on a notice she just printed and waves it at me. The package locker door in the mail kiosk was left ajar this morning, and she is saying I forced it open. I work as a systems analyst, and I just got off a 10-hour shift. I do not have time for this. You are not allowed to accept misdelivered packages without reporting to me first. That is the rule. I did not touch the locker. I picked up my own package from my assigned slot. She taps the notice against my chest. The locker was forced. You were the last person on the camera log before the door was found open. That means you did it. I step back. The door was already ajar when I walked past it. I did not force anything. She smiles and pulls out her phone. You confessed. You told me you opened it to check if anything was yours. I have a note. I never said that. I said the door was open when I saw it. She repeats it louder. You confessed. You opened the locker to check for your package. That is breaking and entering. A neighbor is walking past on the sidewalk and she turns toward them. He admitted he forced the locker. I am documenting it. The neighbor keeps walking. Colleen is the gate access coordinator for Brookstone Village HOA in Orlando, Florida. She controls who gets key fobs, parking passes, and mail kiosk access. She has been escalating violations on me for 3 months, and I am on probation at a new job. I cannot miss work for HOA hearings, and I cannot afford another disruption. You need to remove your doorbell camera or face enforcement. That is my next step. The camera is on my property. You cannot make me remove it. She taps her phone. I am speaking for the community. The camera points at the mail kiosk, and that is a shared amenity. Residents have complained. No one has complained. You complained. She holds up the laminated sheet. Policy 7-3. Cameras pointed at shared amenities require board approval. You never submitted a request. I submitted it in March. I uploaded the form to the resident portal. She shakes her head. I checked. There is no record. I have the confirmation email. She waves the stamp pad. Your file is getting thicker. The locker damage, the unauthorized camera, the refusal to comply. I am recommending a hearing. I close the door. I need to pull the confirmation email and check the portal. I also need to review my doorbell footage from this morning. If the locker was already open when I walked past, the camera will show it. I sit down at my laptop and log into the resident portal. The camera approval request is gone. I submitted it on March 9th, and I have the confirmation email with a timestamp. The portal shows no record of the upload. I check the email. The attachment is a PDF scan of the filled-out form with my signature at the bottom. I download it and save a copy to my desktop. I open my doorbell camera app and scrub back to this morning. At 7:42, I walk up to the mail kiosk. The package locker door is already ajar. I reach into my assigned slot, grab my package, and walk away. I never touch the locker door. The footage is clear. I download the clip and save it to my phone. Then I check the timestamp on the portal confirmation email. March 9th at 3:17 in the afternoon. I take a screenshot of the email and the missing portal record. My phone buzzes. It is a text from Colleen. You have until 5 today to submit a written explanation for the locker damage, or I will file a formal complaint with management. The next delivery arrives today, and I will intercept it if you do not comply. I look at the time. It is 4:30. I grab my phone, my laptop, and the printed confirmation email. I head to the management office. The office is in a small building near the clubhouse. I walk in and the receptionist looks up. I need to speak to someone about a resident dispute. She nods. Let me get the property manager. A woman in a gray suit comes out. I am Linda. What can I help you with? Colleen Harper is threatening to intercept my deliveries, and she is claiming I forced open a package locker. I have footage showing the locker was already open when I walked past it this morning. Linda frowns. Let me pull up the incident report. She types on her computer. Colleen filed a report this morning. It says you admitted to opening the locker to check for your package. I never said that. I have the doorbell footage. I hold up my phone. Linda watches the clip. The locker door is clearly ajar before I reach the kiosk. Linda pauses the clip. This does not match the report. I also submitted a camera approval request in March. Colleen is claiming I never submitted it, and she is threatening enforcement. I have the confirmation email and a screenshot showing the portal has no record of my upload. I show her the email and the screenshot. Linda looks at the screen and then back at her computer. Let me check the audit log. She types for a minute. The log shows your upload on March 9th at 3:17. It also shows an admin account deleted the file on April 2nd. Who deleted it? She scrolls. Colleen Harper. Her admin account. I feel my chest tighten. She deleted my approval request and then threatened me for not having approval. Linda closes the window. I will escalate this to the board. In the meantime, do not engage with Colleen directly. If she contacts you, forward it to me. She is threatening to intercept my next delivery. It arrives today. Linda picks up her phone. I will call her now and tell her to stand down. I leave the office and walk back to my townhouse. My phone buzzes again. It is another text from Colleen. Management has no authority over mail kiosk access. I am the gate access coordinator, and I decide who gets packages. You missed the deadline. I forward the text to Linda. Then I check my doorbell camera. A delivery van pulls up at 5:15. The driver drops a package on my porch and leaves. I open the door and grab it before Colleen can show up. 10 minutes later, Colleen is on my porch again. She is holding a clipboard with a printed complaint form, and she has her phone on speaker. You were supposed to submit a written explanation by 5. You did not comply. I submitted the footage to Linda at 4:45. She said she would handle it. Colleen shakes her head. That is not a written explanation. You need to fill out this form and admit what you did. I am not filling out a form that says I forced the locker. I did not do it. She taps the clipboard. Then I am filing a formal complaint. The board will schedule a hearing, and you will be required to attend. If you are enjoying this HOA chaos, hit that subscribe button because it gets so much worse. I am on probation at work. I cannot miss a hearing. She smiles. You should have thought about that before you damaged HOA property. The locker was already open. The footage proves it. She waves the clipboard. The footage shows you near the locker. That is enough. I close the door again. I text Linda and tell her Colleen is still threatening a hearing. Linda responds immediately. I told her to stand down. I will send a formal warning. The next morning, I check my doorbell camera. At 6:30, Colleen walks up to my porch. She picks up a small package that was delivered overnight and tucks it under her arm. Then she walks away. I grab my phone and download the clip. She just stole my package. I text Linda immediately and attach the video. Linda calls me 2 minutes later. This is theft. You need to file a police report. I call the non-emergency line and file a report. The dispatcher gives me an incident number and says an officer will follow up. Then, I check the delivery tracking. The package was a pair of sunglasses I ordered online. The tracking shows it was delivered at 6:28 this morning. I walk to the mail kiosk. Colleen is there with another resident. She is holding the clipboard again and talking loudly. He admitted he forced the locker. I have it documented. He confessed. The resident looks uncomfortable and walks away. Colleen sees me and turns. You are not allowed in the mail kiosk until the hearing. I have a police report for the package you stole this morning. She laughs. I did not steal anything. I collected a misdelivered package. That is my job. The package was addressed to me. I have the tracking and the doorbell footage. She holds up her phone. The vendor reported a delivery error. You were not authorized to receive that package. I ordered it. I have the receipt. She taps her phone. The vendor told me it was flagged. You need to stop lying. Two more residents walk into the kiosk. They slow down and watch. Colleen keeps talking. He has been stealing packages for weeks. I caught him on camera. One of the residents frowns. That does not sound right. Colleen pulls out a manila folder with a printed timeline. She flips it open. No readable text is visible, but she points to the pages. I have a full timeline. Multiple incidents. He is lucky I am not harsher. The boomerang line lands, and I feel my jaw tighten. I turn to the residents. I have doorbell footage showing she took my package this morning. I filed a police report. The residents look at each other and leave. Colleen slams the folder shut. You are harassing me. I am calling security. She pulls out a handheld radio and presses the button. This is Colleen Harper, Gate Access Coordinator. I need security at the mail kiosk. Resident is violating access restrictions. A voice crackles back. Copy. En route. I leave the kiosk and walk back to my townhouse. 10 minutes later, a security guard knocks on my door. He is wearing a polo shirt with a private security company logo. I am here about a complaint. Colleen Harper called you. He nods. She says you are violating mail kiosk access restrictions and harassing her. I have a police report showing she stole my package this morning. I also have footage showing the package locker was already open when I walked past it yesterday. She is lying. He looks at his clipboard. She filed a formal incident report. I need to document your statement. I show him the doorbell footage and the police report number. He writes it down. I will include this in my report. If you have any more issues, call us directly. He leaves. I sit down and check my email. Linda sent a message. The board is reviewing Colleen's complaint, and they will make a decision by the end of the week. In the meantime, avoid contact with her. I reply and ask if she can review the doorbell footage I sent this morning. She responds immediately. I saw it. I forwarded it to the board and our legal counsel. This is serious. The next day, I get a call from a police officer. I am following up on your theft report. Do you have footage of the incident? I send him the clip. He calls me back an hour later. The footage is clear. I will contact the suspect and get a statement. 2 hours later, Colleen texts me. The police called me. You filed a false report. I collected a misdelivered package as part of my duties. You are going to regret this. I forward the text to Linda and the officer. The officer calls me back. She is claiming the package was misdelivered and she was following HOA protocol. Do you have proof the package was addressed to you? I send him the tracking screenshot and the receipt. He says he will include it in the report. That afternoon, I check the mail kiosk. A notice is taped to the wall. No readable text is visible, but it has the HOA logo at the top. Colleen is standing nearby with her rolling stamp pad. She sees me and walks over. You are banned from the mail kiosk until further notice. That is the board's decision. Linda said the board is still reviewing. She taps the notice. This is effective immediately. If you enter the kiosk, you will be trespassing. I take a photo of the notice and text it to Linda. She calls me immediately. That notice is not authorized. I will have it removed. She is claiming the board approved it. Linda sighs. The board did not approve anything. Colleen is acting on her own. I am sending someone to take it down right now. An hour later, the notice is gone. Colleen texts me. You went over my head. That is insubordination. I am escalating to the county. I do not respond. I check my doorbell camera again. At 3 in the afternoon, Colleen walks up to my porch with a clipboard. She knocks on the door. I open it. The vendor confirmed you are not authorized to receive that package. I need you to sign this statement. She holds out the clipboard. The form has blank lines and no readable text. I am not signing anything. She taps the clipboard. The vendor is on the phone right now. They will confirm it. She holds up her phone on speaker. A voice comes through. This is customer service. How can I help you? Colleen speaks into the phone. I need you to confirm that the package delivered to Unit 214 on the 16th was flagged as unauthorized. There is a pause. I do not have access to that information without an account number. Colleen rolls her eyes. The account number is on the tracking. Can you just confirm it was flagged? I need the account holder to call in directly. I cannot discuss account details with a third party. Colleen ends the call. She looks at me. The vendor will call me back. The vendor is not going to back your story because it is not true. She slams the stamp pad on the clipboard. You are lying. The vendor reported the error. I close the door. I check my phone and see a text from Linda. The board is scheduling an emergency meeting to review Colleen's conduct. I will keep you updated. The next morning, I get an email from Linda. The board met last night and decided to suspend Colleen's access to the resident portal while they investigate. They also asked me to collect all incident reports and communications. I send her the doorbell footage, the police report number, the tracking receipt, the confirmation email for the camera approval, and the screenshot showing the portal deletion. Linda replies, "This is more than enough. I will forward it to the board and our attorney." That afternoon, Colleen shows up at my door again. She is pulling a rolling file cart like it is a courtroom exhibit. She has a thick binder on top. She knocks hard. I open the door. "What do you want?" She flips open the binder and starts reading from her notes dramatically like she is in court. Incident 1. March 14th. Unauthorized camera installation. Incident 2. April 16th. Forced entry into package locker. Incident 3. April 17th. Theft of misdelivered package. Incident 4. April 18th. Harassment in mail kiosk. Incident 5. April 19th. Filing false police report. She closes the binder and looks at me. Your file is thick. The board has no choice but to move forward with enforcement. Linda told me the board suspended your portal access. She waves the binder. I do not need portal access to enforce policy. I have hard copies of everything. I take a photo of the file cart and the binder. Then I close the door. I text Linda and attach the photo. She calls me immediately. This is harassment. I am documenting this incident and reporting it to the board. Do not engage with her. She just showed up with a file cart full of incident reports. Linda pauses. A file cart. Yes. That is unhinged. I am calling the board president right now. The next day, I get a text from a neighbor I barely know. I am a mail carrier. I saw Colleen going through the package locker yesterday morning. She was taking pictures and moving packages around. I thought you should know. I call him. Can you give a statement to the police? He hesitates. I do not want to get involved in HOA drama. This is not drama. She stole my package and she is accusing me of forcing the locker. Your statement could clear my name. He sighs. Fine. I will call the officer and tell him what I saw. An hour later, the officer calls me. Your neighbor confirmed that Colleen Harper was accessing the package locker on the morning of the incident. He also said she was taking photos and moving items. That matches your timeline. Does that help my case? It supports your claim that the locker was already open. I will include it in the final report. The next morning, I checked my email. Linda sent a message. The board completed their investigation. They found that Colleen violated multiple policies, including unauthorized deletion of portal records, theft of resident property, and harassment. She is being removed from her role as gate access coordinator and banned from accessing HOA storage areas. The board is also sending a formal apology to you. I read the email twice. Then I checked my phone. Colleen sent a text. The board made a mistake. I am appealing. You have not won yet. I forward the text to Linda. She replies. She has no grounds to appeal. The evidence is overwhelming. Ignore her. 2 days later, I get a call from Linda. The HOA's insurance company reviewed the incident reports, and they warned the board about harassment exposure. They are concerned about liability if Colleen continues to contact you. The board is drafting a formal cease and desist letter. That afternoon, I go to the mail kiosk to pick up a package. Colleen is standing near the entrance. She sees me and walks over. You think you won. You did not. I am still a resident, and I can still file complaints. The board removed you from your role. You have no authority. She pulls out her phone. I have a backup of every incident report. I can send them to the county, the city, the police. You are not getting away with this. A clerk from the management office walks into the kiosk. She sees Colleen and frowns. You are not supposed to be here. I am a resident. I have a right to use the mail kiosk. The clerk shakes her head. You are banned from accessing shared amenities pending the board's final decision. You need to leave. Colleen glares at the clerk. I am speaking for the community. This is not over. She leaves. The clerk turns to me. The board asked me to make sure she does not harass you. If she shows up again, call me immediately. I nod. Then I check my phone. I have a voicemail from Colleen. The timestamp is from 2 minutes ago. I play it on speaker. Her voice is loud and angry. You think you cleared your name. You did not. I have proof you stole from the clubhouse charity box. Cash was missing after you were there last month. I am reporting you to the police and the board. You are lucky I am not harsher. The boomerang line again. I save the voicemail and text Linda. She calls me immediately. She left a voicemail accusing you of stealing from the charity box. Yes. I have the recording. Send it to me. This is defamation. The board needs to take action. I send her the voicemail. Then I check the clubhouse charity event from last month. I was there for 10 minutes to drop off a donation. I have a receipt showing I donated $20. I also have doorbell footage showing I left immediately after dropping off the envelope. I send the receipt and the footage to Linda. She responds. The charity box was managed by Colleen. She collected the cash at the end of the event. If money is missing, she is the one who had access. The next day, Linda calls me. The board reviewed the charity box records. The cash collected did not match the donation log. Several residents reported putting cash in the box, but Colleen's final count was short by almost $200. The board is launching a formal audit. 2 days later, Linda sends an email. The audit found discrepancies in multiple HOA accounts managed by Colleen. Petty cash, clubhouse supplies, and mail kiosk key deposits. The board is referring the matter to their attorney and considering criminal charges. That afternoon, I get a text from Colleen. This is your fault. You went after me, and now the board is blaming me for everything. You ruined my reputation. I do not respond. I forward the text to Linda. She replies. The board is drafting a final resolution. They are terminating her membership access to shared amenities and banning her from any HOA volunteer roles. She will still own her unit, but she will have no involvement in HOA operations. The next morning, I check my doorbell camera. A tow truck pulls up in front of my townhouse. The driver gets out and walks to my car. He takes a photo of the license plate and then knocks on my door. I open it. What is going on? He holds up a clipboard. I got a call to tow this vehicle. Expired registration. My registration is current. I renewed it last month. He checks the clipboard. The caller said it was expired and blocking a fire lane. My car is in my assigned spot. It is not blocking anything. He looks at my car and then at the clipboard. Who called this in? I do not know. Can you check? He pulls out his phone and dials. After a minute, he hangs up. The caller was a resident named Colleen Harper. She said you were parked illegally, and she demanded I announce your name and play it out loud when I arrived. I take a photo of the clipboard. Colleen Harper is banned from HOA operations. She has no authority to call a tow. He shrugs. I am canceling the tow. You should report this to your HOA. He leaves. I text Linda and attach the photo. She calls me immediately. She called a tow company and tried to have your car impounded. Yes. The driver said she demanded he announce my name and plate out loud. That is harassment. The board is meeting tonight. This is the final straw. That evening, I get an email from Linda. The board held an emergency meeting. They voted unanimously to forward all evidence to the county and their insurance company. The insurer recommended immediate action to limit liability. Colleen has been banned from all HOA property except her own unit. If she violates the ban, the board will pursue a restraining order. The next day, I go to the city planning office to request public records. I want copies of all HOA correspondence related to rule enforcement. The clerk at the counter pulls up the file. We have 2 versions of the HOA rulebook on file, one from 2018 and one from 2023. I frown. What is the difference? She flips through the pages. The 2023 version has stricter camera policies and locker access rules. The 2018 version does not mention cameras at all. Can I get copies of both? She nods and prints them. I compare the 2 versions. The stricter rules were added in 2023 without a formal amendment vote. The board never notified residents. I text Linda and tell her about the 2 rulebooks. She calls me immediately. That is a major compliance issue. The board needs to address this. Does that mean Colleen's enforcement actions were invalid? If the stricter rules were never formally adopted, yes. Everything she did was based on a rulebook that was not legally binding. I feel a surge of relief. Can I present this to the board? You can submit it as part of a records request response. I will forward it to the attorney. The next morning, I compile a full evidence packet. Doorbell footage showing the locker was already open. Doorbell footage showing Colleen stealing my package. The confirmation email and portal screenshot showing she deleted my camera approval. The police report number. The mail carrier's statement. The 2 rulebooks showing the discrepancy. The voicemail where she accuses me of stealing from the charity box. The tow truck clipboard photo. The text messages where she threatens to intercept my deliveries. I send the packet to Linda, the board president and the HOA attorney. Then I print a hard copy and take it to the management office. Linda meets me in the lobby. This is comprehensive. The attorney is reviewing it now. What happens next? The board will hold a final hearing. You will have a chance to present your case. Colleen will be notified, but she will not be allowed to participate since she is no longer in a leadership role. When is the hearing? Next week. I will send you the details. The next day, I get a text from Colleen. The board is setting me up. They deleted my records and blamed me. You are part of it. I am going to prove it. I do not respond. I forward the text to Linda. She replies. She is spiraling. Do not engage. The day before the hearing, I check the resident portal. I want to see if my camera approval is back online. I log in and see a new notification. Portal audit log available for review. I click the link. The audit log shows every action taken on my account. The camera approval upload on March 9th at 3:17. The deletion on April 2nd at 9:43 by admin account C. Harper. The deletion was flagged as unauthorized and reversed on April 23rd by admin account L. Martinez. I take a screenshot and add it to the evidence packet. Then I check the charity box audit. The log shows Colleen made 3 cash withdrawals in March without matching receipts. The total is $192. I print the audit logs and add them to the hard copy packet. Then I drive to the management office and drop off the updated packet. The night before the hearing, I review my notes. I have 3 visual clues. The doorbell footage timestamp showing the locker was already open. The portal audit log showing Colleen deleted my camera approval and the deletion was flagged. The 2 rulebooks showing the stricter rules were never formally adopted. I also have the mail carrier's statement, the police report, the tow truck clipboard photo, and the voicemail where Colleen accuses me of charity box theft. The morning of the hearing, I arrive at the management office. The lobby is full of residents. Colleen is standing near the entrance with her rolling file cart. She sees me and walks over. You think this is over? It is not. I have proof you manipulated the portal and framed me. The board already reviewed the audit log. Your admin account deleted my camera approval. The log does not lie. She pulls out a manila folder. I have server timestamps showing the portal was accessed from your IP address on April 2nd. You hacked in and deleted your own file to frame me. I was at work on April 2nd. I have location data and login timestamps from my company laptop. I can prove I was not home. She waves the folder. The server does not lie. A clerk from the city planning office walks into the lobby. She sees Colleen and stops. You are Colleen Harper. Colleen turns. Yes. I was at the planning counter last week when you requested the HOA rulebooks. I pulled both versions. The 2023 rulebook was never filed with the county. Only the 2018 version is on record. Colleen freezes. That is not true. The updated rulebook was approved. The clerk shakes her head. I checked the filing log. The county has no record of an amendment vote or a formal adoption. The stricter rules you enforced were never legally binding. The lobby goes quiet. Residents turn and stare. Colleen looks around and then back at me. This is a setup. You bribed the clerk. The clerk frowns. I am a county employee. I do not take bribes. The records speak for themselves. Linda steps into the lobby. The hearing is starting. Everyone please take a seat. We walk into the conference room. The board president is sitting at the head of the table. Linda is next to him with a laptop. I sit down and Colleen sits across from me with her file cart. The president opens a folder. We are here to review the incidents involving Unit 214 and former Gate Access Coordinator Colleen Harper. We have received extensive evidence from both parties. We will start with the complainant. I stand up and present the evidence packet. Doorbell footage showing the locker was already open. Doorbell footage showing Colleen taking my package. The police report number. The portal audit log showing she deleted my camera approval. The 2 rulebooks showing the stricter rules were never formally adopted. The mail carrier's statement. The voicemail accusing me of charity box theft. The tow truck clipboard photo. The president reviews each item. Then he looks at Colleen. Do you have a response? Colleen stands up and pulls out her binder. She starts reading from her notes dramatically like she is in court. He manipulated the portal. He hacked the audit log. He bribed the county clerk. He filed a false police report. He is the thief, not me. The president holds up his hand. The audit log was reviewed by our IT contractor. There is no evidence of tampering. The county clerk's statement is on record. The police report was filed with supporting evidence. Your claims are not supported by the record. Colleen slams the binder on the table. I am speaking for the community. This is a witch hunt. The president closes his folder. The board has reviewed all evidence. We find that Colleen Harper violated multiple HOA policies, including unauthorized deletion of portal records, theft of resident property, harassment, and enforcement of non-binding rules. She is hereby banned from all HOA leadership roles and prohibited from accessing HOA storage areas. The board is also referring the matter to our insurance company and legal counsel for further action. Colleen stands up. You are making a mistake. I will appeal. The president shakes his head. There is no appeal. This decision is final. Colleen grabs her file cart and storms out. The residents in the lobby step aside as she passes. The lobby is silent. Linda walks over to me. The board also voted to issue a formal apology to you. You will receive a letter by the end of the week. They are also waiving any outstanding fees related to the incidents. I nod. Then I pull out my phone and open the voicemail app. I want to play something for the board. I walk back into the conference room. The president is still at the table. Can I play a voicemail Colleen left me? He nods. I play the clip on speaker. Colleen's voice fills the room. You think you cleared your name. You did not. I have proof you stole from the clubhouse charity box. Cash was missing after you were there last month. I am reporting you to the police and the board. You are lucky I am not harsher. The president's face hardens. When did she leave this? 3 days ago. He writes a note. This is defamation. I will forward this to our attorney. She may face legal consequences beyond the HOA sanctions. I leave the conference room and walk into the lobby. A small crowd of residents is still there. One of them walks over. I heard what happened. Colleen has been harassing people for months. I am glad someone finally stood up to her. Another resident nods. She tried to tow my car last year for parking in a guest spot. I had a guest pass. A third resident speaks up. She deleted my portal account because I complained about a late fee. I had to call management 3 times to get it restored. The crowd starts sharing stories. Colleen threatened enforcement on at least 6 residents in the past year. She deleted portal records, called tow companies without authorization, and enforced rules that were never formally adopted. Linda walks over. The board is going to send a community-wide email tonight. They are notifying all residents that Colleen is no longer in a leadership role and that any enforcement actions she took are under review. Residents who are impacted can request a refund or appeal. The next day, I check my email. The board sent the community email. It includes a summary of the investigation, a list of the policies Colleen violated, and instructions for residents to request a review of enforcement actions. The email also includes a link to the county planning office where residents can view the official rulebook on file. Over the next week, I get texts from neighbors. One resident says Colleen tried to call a tow company again, but the company refused. Another resident says Colleen showed up at the mail kiosk and a security guard escorted her out. A third resident says Colleen is planning to move out of the community. Linda calls me. The HOA's insurance company reviewed the investigation. They warned the board about harassment exposure and liability. If Colleen had continued, the HOA could have faced a lawsuit. The board is now implementing new oversight policies to prevent this from happening again. 2 weeks later, I get a letter from the board. It is a formal apology for the harassment and wrongful enforcement actions. The letter also includes a refund check for the fees I paid during the dispute. I deposit the check and file the letter with my evidence packet. Then I check the resident portal. My camera approval is back online. The portal shows the upload date, the deletion, and the restoration with a note that the deletion was unauthorized. I also checked the charity box audit. The board posted a summary of the investigation. Colleen made 3 unauthorized cash withdrawals, totaling $192. She was required to repay the amount and banned from handling HOA funds. The next month, I see a moving truck in front of Colleen's townhouse. She is loading boxes and furniture. She sees me and glares, but she does not say anything. A few hours later, the truck is gone. Linda texts me. Colleen sold her unit. She is moving to a different city. The board is relieved. I text back. Good riddance. A few weeks later, I check the mail kiosk. The package locker has a new lock and a sign explaining the updated access policy. No readable text is visible, but the sign has the HOA logo and a QR code linking to the resident portal. I also checked the resident portal. The board posted a new policy requiring all enforcement actions to be documented and reviewed by management before any fines or penalties are issued. The policy also requires residents to receive written notice with a clear appeal process. I text Linda. The new policy looks good. She replies. The board learned a hard lesson. They are committed to preventing this from happening again. That evening, I sit down and review the full timeline. The package locker incident on April 16th. The doorbell footage showing the locker was already open. The camera approval deletion on April 2nd. The police report for the stolen package on April 17th. The mail carrier's statement. The 2 rule books. The charity box audit. The tow truck incident. The voicemail accusing me of theft. The final hearing. The board's decision to ban Colleen from leadership roles in storage areas. A records request exposed the contradictions and edits. The evidence packet flipped the narrative. Colleen's credibility collapsed publicly. The HOA was warned by their insurer about harassment exposure, and they panicked. Colleen was banned from access to HOA storage areas. And the funniest part, Colleen insisted the portal never got my camera approval upload. The audit log showed her admin account deleting it. I close my laptop and look out the window. The neighborhood is quiet. No more rolling file carts. No more stamp pads slamming on notices. No more threats to intercept my deliveries. I will bring you another one next time.